So coming to the table was this desperate energy, and I heard, what do I do? And it was almost like I was listening to, like, eavesdropping on a conversation, it seemed like. And the answer was grow. And then I could hear that same desperate energy say, yeah, but like, what do I do? So that's the energy that we're coming in with. And I think we can all resonate with that at a point. Like, sometimes we come just to hear, you ask your friends advice, and you'll they'll give advice and you'll scrunch your nose up, and it just it's not what you wanted to hear at all. And I think that this message has a lot of that type of energy with it. So I pulled some cards prior to kind of give the energy, try something different and give the energy like more respect and more time and save you some time as well. And so the first card that I pulled is, what are you waiting for? Which to me immediately felt like you already know. And of course, we always already know, but like yours is, you know, you're just want somebody else to say, you know. So your team has brought me here today, apparently, to tell you, you already know what you need to do. And the reason you need to do it is to grow. And so the question that's being thrown back to you, wow, the question that's being thrown back to you is, what are you waiting for? So I pulled two more because that was just like so poignant. I'm like, that is exactly what this is. And they also want you to, not the whole message here, but if you were time limited, like in the next month, this card talks about if you only had a month to live, what would you do with it and why? And identify what it is that you are in control of. And this card is worded really interesting. What is the one thing that you are truly in control of? Okay, so we're going to pull some more cards and figure out exactly what is going on. But the question is, this message is for somebody who is sitting in a moment that they are very much desperate for guidance, which it's not actually guidance, it is confirmation so that you can make the action that you are just waiting to make. All right, where do we want to start? Okay. And I think anybody who searches or goes to readers on YouTube, they, like, if you've been doing it a while, you go for confirmation. And as soon as you feel that moment of resonance, it's like suddenly you are filled with all the strength in the world that was yours to begin with to make the decision you had already made to do. Okay. All right. Because some of you love the numbers 54, 33, 17, 15, 34. You have routine and murky thoughts. So you are in a place right now, and it's being recognized that this is like a consistent feeling for you. Like the feeling of being desperate for that decisive action is, I mean, it is very prominent in this reading. Now we have gift, success in love, and occupation here as well. Okay. So for some of you, this is going to be a conflict between like your partner and your job, but that's maybe one. I think with occupation, that energy of occupation is actually the bottom of this. This is all mental and physical activities. And I think that right now, what you are dealing with is a situation within the realm of relationships. Oh, unfortunately, it gives me very strong vibes, like very strong feelings of infidelity here. There's nothing to indicate infidelity here. It's just this feeling. I mean, if you want to look at the card, yeah, it is super strong. That's, of course, for those that know that that's a fact, don't go messing things up because, you know, there's a recognition here of something being, okay, okay. So you might not know for sure. Like you might not have that proof, right? Okay, I see. You might not have that proof. You might not have that proof. And that's what this is about. With gift and success and love here, gift being more recognition that something is not quite right. Your intuition is telling you that something is not quite right. There are things, this is for someone who is actually having, there are some inconsistencies that you are noticing, but that's not the majority of the reason that you're even considering that this. It is a feeling that you're getting. And it's a very strong feeling and it is persistent. That's what's causing this routine card to come out. That's what's causing this. Like, she even looks suspicious. Is suspicious on this card? Yeah, actually, okay. Worry, doubt, pessimism, lost hope, insecurity, confusion, lack of focus. That's where that all mental and physical activities are being, your energy is being dumped into this, questioning this situation here. And before I went ahead and I pulled some shadows because I'm thinking, well, maybe this person that I'm talking to, that I'm connecting with, is waiting on, like, maybe they're fearful, maybe they're like, give me an energy on what is being triggered in your situation. And what I got was incurious, destructive, suspicious, and restless, right? But what I noticed when I was sitting with the energy is all of the characters here have something covering their eyes, which reminded me a lot of the Two of Swords, right? So I thought it was just really interesting that the energy was like, well, what do I do? And so I'm thinking, okay, so they just don't want to do they just don't want to look at all of the angles, right? I don't think that's what it is at all. I think it's that you legitimately like don't want to deal with it. Like you don't want to see the truth. You don't want, okay, so you're going back and forth on, you're fearful of the whole truth, how you're going to feel when you have the whole truth. So you are suspicious already that this is going on. You have your suspicions. You don't have enough tangible proof. It's making you all restless inside, but still completely inactive. You don't want to know the full truth. Part of you doesn't want to know the full truth. And then another part of you is demanding for the full truth so that you don't destroy something based on a suspicion that you feel is wrong or that you don't want to believe is right. So Spirit wants you to ask yourself again, what is the one thing that you can truly control? And the vibration of this card, like the energy that's coming behind this question, is more like, what is the one thing that you can trust? What is the one thing that you can absolutely trust? I think we get this wrong Like, more often than not, the thing that you can trust 100% of the time, 100% of the time, is your intuition. That is your grace. That is your centering. That is your, dare I say, God. That is, that is your higher self. That is a higher timeline version of you speaking to you. That is your connection to source energy. That is your connection to everyone else's thoughts, actions, histories, their futures, as it relates to linear time. Like your intuitive knowing, that is the one that will never lie to you. That intuitive knowing, your higher self, the core of who you are, is the one that will never leave, that will never steer you wrong. Only good comes from your core. Only unconditional love comes from your core. If your core is telling you to hurt another person, that's not your core. If it's telling you to, burn his stuff, that's not your intuition. Even when you're like, I hate that, that's not your intuition either. That's not. Your intuition is keeping you safe. Your intuition is saying, ooh, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel right. And you're like, well, I don't like, he was very, I say he, but that's just, maybe they were working, right? Then your logical mind kicks in. Like, maybe they were working. Really? I mean, they said they were working and maybe they were working. Only repeat it out loud. This is a trick that I learned. Might work for you, might not. Okay, so say it out loud immediately and then assess how you feel. And that will guide you to like how before your brain can start talking, say it out loud and immediately assess. It's kind of like the flipping a coin to make a decision, right? Doesn't you give all of your faith and your decision-making ability to the coin, flip the coin, you'll know immediately as soon as it hits and the decision is made how you actually feel about the decision, what you really want. It has the outcome of the flip does not actually determine it. It's how you feel about the outcome. For you, you are suspicious of this time that's being claimed maybe at work. You're being guided. There is also this energy of a month. Maybe you've known for a month. Maybe you've had this feeling for a month. Maybe there's something that you can do for a month. All right, what else can we say? We're gonna go to Tara. We're gonna grab a face first. This card's coming. What else can we tell the viewer? It's interesting when I say herd, but it's not like herd. It's kind of like herd, but not really. But the answer after grow, which was another thing I wanted to bring up. One of these cards said something about growth. So on this restless shadow, right, your life was meant to be one bumpy ride of evolution and change to help you decide what you truly desire. Don't allow your fears trick your mind into thinking things are worse than they actually are. But you can't turn a blind eye to problems that require you to take action. Things you ignore will only grow. So to me, there's like a double meaning there. So like Spirit's asking you, when you say, what do I do? Like, what do I do? I actually heard, what do I do now? But what do I do? Well, you grow. Is being in this situation helping your growth? Right now, in this moment, it absolutely is. No doubt. Because you have this decision to make. And there's only the potential for growth. The other one was something about repeating decisions. Oh, that incurious shadow was willfully blind, not learning lessons. So if this is something that has happened before, and maybe you are just very let me sit with that for a second. Okay, so this has happened before. So this has happened before. This isn't the first time. The first time you didn't have enough evidence. Yeah, you had evidence that time, but you didn't have enough evidence, and that's why you stayed. That's why. And you, the part of you. If it's not your story, it's not your story. Part of you. That's why the desire for the absolute proof, the like, and that's why this feeling is so strong. And that is also why you are hesitating to do something about it. From a outsider perspective, completely disconnecting from what I already know you to feel, you do know how illogical that sounds, right? That from an outsider's perspective, if, and I am all love, light, and forgiveness, baby, like, seriously. From an outsider perspective, this has already happened to you before. If there was so much of a whiff of something that was similar with the same person, that is absolutely enough. You don't need tangible in that case, right? That's a lot. I mean, you wouldn't, if that was enough, like if hearing that statement was enough, you wouldn't be here. I recognize that. What helps sometimes, again, just for me, human to human, what would you tell your kid to do? As easy as that is, like, that gets me, that's like, like, that puts me in my place all the time. All the time. Well, what would you be telling your, like, adult child? All right. So this card is healing together. So both of you are healing wounds. This process brings you closer. Confusion, observation, miscommunication, reflection, uncertainty, and awareness. And this reminds me a lot of that month card. That's what all relationships are for, is to grow. All of them. It doesn't necessarily mean grow together. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean stay together. We have the 7 of Coins. All right. Before I say anything about that. Okay, yeah. So the 7 of Coins is, and then the 5 of Cups. Sorry. The 7 of Coins here. Take a look at that dog. That dog even looks suspicious. That androgynous being right there, that person does not look like happily waiting to see the fruits of all of their hard work, and they're not looking too happy about their harvest this time. Just an observation. So we have the Seven of Coins, the idea of like waiting, time, even the hand over the heart, right here. And then the Five of Cups is all about sadness, sorrow, loss. Isn't this it? This deck? Count the cups. What's unusual about this one? Okay, so for those of you that are not tarot aware, so this deck, which is the first time I've ever noticed it, there are the two cups, from the Two of Cups, the union, partnership, love, sometimes people call it, right? Those are spilled, and the cups that are standing up is the Three of Cups. I like nuanced readings. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Like it's time. It's time. You already know what to do. All right. Advice for the viewer, highest and best good, please advice. Highest and best good of all involved. We have the Wheel of Fortune. What about it? We have the Hangman in the reverse. You have powerful energies. Like this is going to be a big, I don't want to say lesson because I don't want to scare you, but this is going to be like a big way for you to grow. 22 on the timer, and the Magician. With the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. See, so like your decision, you being decisive in this moment, this is going to make all the difference in the world. There's no need to look at it from a different perspective because you already have all of the information. You're simply just waiting. You have the Wheel of Fortune on one side, the Magician on the other. You have all the tools, and you have the luck, the fate, the fortune, the turning of the cycles, like it's time. There's change, and it's all positive, and it's no longer with the Hangman in the reverse. Like you see it clearly. There's no more time. You don't have to wait and a pause in the Hangman energy. You don't have to. Waiting is only going to add more. How that card worded? It's just going to make it worse. Like you're just going to add more to it. What did it say? Oh, about the fears tricking the mind. Things you ignore will only grow. There you go. What's going to grow here? What's going to grow here? Suspicion, distrust. You know what happens when people who don't trust each other are in the same environment? Yeah. Right? You don't need to do that this time. You don't. And if this was a healthy situation, right? If this was healing together, meaning physically in the same, then being able to approach this and say like, maybe we need to take some time or whatnot, like a healthy person would, that would open up. there's no, it's clear. Like you've given it enough time. So what do? Well, Spirit's asking you, what are you waiting for? It's time to grow. Okay. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, as is your person here. My unconditional love to you as well. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself.